Hi there, welcome to my channel. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday for me, but whenever you come across this video is when you're supposed to receive the message. So the card that I pulled today is from the Goddess Power Oracle deck. And the card that came out is Asariel. So let me just give you the message of this card and then we'll go into it. You are naturally intuitive and deeply sensitive. Acknowledge and trust your emotions as they can act as a powerful compass. Okay, so that's the overall message, but the central themes with this card are emotions, intuition, healing, dreams, feminine power, abundance, and learning to move with life rather than fight against it. Okay? Azariel is commonly associated in modern angelic traditions with water, intuition, dreams, creativity, Neptune, and the deep emotional subconscious world. So what she's telling us today is to stop trying to control everything. Trust what you feel, listen to your intuition, and allow what has been buried inside you to rise to the surface. You're moving into a period of emotional cleansing and reclaiming your power, okay? This is not a card that says push harder. It's saying just soften, listen, feel, release, trust, then move forward, okay? So the first thing, when we look at this card, we can see all the water at the bottom, and the water represents our emotions, your emotions, okay? So the biggest message of this card is emotional. Water represents feelings that can be deep, unpredictable, powerful, healing, cleansing, or difficult to control. So what she's saying here is don't be afraid of your feelings. There may be emotions you've pushed down because they were too painful, inconvenient, or overwhelming. But this card is encouraging you to let yourself acknowledge them without judging yourself for having them, okay? You don't have to live in your emotions. You just need to allow yourself to feel them and then let them pass through you, okay? Just like a wave. It comes, you experience it, and then eventually it recedes. And then you can see in the picture she's walking through the water. She's not drowning in it, okay? She's surrounded by enormous waves, but she still remains upright. So what that means is your emotions may be powerful, but they do not have to control you, okay? You can experience sadness without becoming sadness. You can experience anger without becoming anger. You can experience grief without losing yourself. You can experience love without abandoning yourself. There's a difference between feeling something and being consumed by it. So, Asariel teaches emotional mastery through acceptance rather than suppression. And then the trident, what she's holding here, this represents power and authority, okay? That's not a delicate object she's holding. It's a symbol of authority over the waters. So you're allowed to become the authority over your own emotional life, okay? I'm going to say that again. You're you are allowed to become the authority over your own emotional life. Not your mother, not your family, not another person, you. Your feelings belong to you. Your boundaries belong to you. Your choices belong to you. Your energy belongs to you. You don't have to let someone else's emotional chaos determine your emotional state. And then her crown. That represents sovereignty. She isn't she isn't depicted as helpless. She's feminine, but she's also powerful. This card isn't telling you to become harder. It's telling you that softness and strength can exist together. You don't need to become cold to protect yourself. You don't need to stop caring. You don't need to stop loving. You just need to stop giving your power away. And then the wings, these beautiful, enormous white wings, represent protection and freedom. They mean that the message with that is that you're supported while you move through a difficult emotional transition, okay? The wings are all about freedom. Something may be trying to move you from an old emotional identity into a new one. But the message isn't go back. It's telling you you're allowed to move forward. Okay? And then you see the whale up here on the right corner. The whale represents deep emotional wisdom. Whales live in the deepest parts of the ocean. So this can represent the deep consciousness. There are things you know without being able to explain how you know them. That's intuition. So the whale is telling you to go deeper. Don't just listen to what people tell you. Pay attention to your inner self. Okay? Pay attention to what your inner self is telling you. Sometimes your body and intuition recognize something before your conscious mind catches up. And then you see the treasure chest right here at the bottom. That represents something valuable that is beneath the surface. Okay? The treasure is not sitting out in plain sight. It's partly hidden, and that's symbolic. So something valuable may be waiting underneath the emotional material you've been avoiding. That could be self-respect, confidence, wisdom, creativity, independence, intuition, peace, a new understanding of yourself. What it means is what you've been through may have buried something, but it didn't destroy it. The treasure, there is treasure underneath. Okay? Yeah, what else do we see in this picture? Seashells at the bottom here. So seashells represent listening. You know, when you put a seashell to your ear, you can hear the ocean. So basically, this card is asking you to listen, not to everyone around you necessarily, but just listen to yourself. Your intuition may be quieter than other people's opinions. Okay, that's why you have to deliberately create space to hear it. The goddess Asariel is telling you to trust yourself, know what you feel. You don't have to explain every boundary. You can love someone without allowing them access to you. You can be compassionate without sacrificing yourself. You can walk away from what hurts you. And the most important message with this card is your softness is not weakness. Your intuition is becoming louder. Really pay attention to your dreams, gut feelings, repeated thoughts, synchronicities, sudden realizations, feelings you can't explain, things that suddenly don't feel right, or things that suddenly feel deeply right, okay? Intuition is usually quiet. Fear is usually loud. Don't automatically treat anxiety as intuition. Give yourself some time to become still. Ask yourself, what do you actually know when you remove fear, guilt, and other people's opinions? That's where this card wants you to go. Okay? This card is also telling you to release guilt, emotional baggage, the need to control other people, the need to be understood by everyone. Release old wounds that keep pulling you backward. Release the fear of disappointing people. Release the belief that protecting yourself makes you selfish. And especially release the belief that you have to carry everyone else's emotions, because you don't. What you should do now, don't make any decisions from guilt, okay? Just ask yourself if this is what you genuinely want, or are you afraid of someone's reaction? Don't make any decisions from guilt, okay? Trust your emotional intelligence. You don't have to have like a 20-page explanation for why something doesn't feel healthy for you. Sometimes your inner knowing is enough. Trust your emotional intelligence. Just let the past wash through you. You don't have to erase the past. You don't have to pretend it didn't hurt. But you also don't have to keep allowing the past to determine your future. Protect your peace. The woman on this card isn't chasing anyone. She's standing in her own energy, and that's the lesson. Follow what feels peaceful, not what feels familiar, okay? Sometimes chaos feels familiar because we've experienced it for a long time, and peace can initially feel strange. But don't mistake unfamiliar peace for emptiness. If we're talking about love, Azariel is saying don't chase, don't force, don't manipulate, don't obsess over signs. Let things reveal themselves. A genuine connection should allow you to remain yourself. If you're constantly anxious, analyzing, waiting, proving yourself, or wondering where you stand, then this card would encourage you to step back and listen to your intuition, because love should not require you to abandon yourself. There's something precious inside of you that there is something precious inside you that you will discover when you stop running from your own emotional depths. That's a really big message here coming from the treasure chest. Your difficult experiences may have taught you things that couldn't have been learned any other way. Your sensitivity isn't necessarily a weakness. Your intuition isn't something you need to shut down. Your emotions aren't your enemy, they're information. And once you learn how to listen to them without allowing them to control you, then they become a source of wisdom. Okay? You're entering a period of emotional cleansing and reclaiming your power. Stop fighting what you feel. Let the old emotions move through you. Listen closely to your intuition and trust yourself. Something valuable is emerging from everything you've been through. You don't need to go backward to find it. Oops, sorry. Just let the waves move through you. The waves of emotions. Your intuition is leading you toward freedom, healing, and the treasure within yourself. Okay? Trust your deep intuition and emotions because they're your powerful inner compass. That's our message for today. Thank you so much for letting me channel these messages. I'm sending you lots of love and strength. Take good care. Bye. See you next time.